And I think we're off to the races. All right. Thanks for listening to this episode of Two News and Face Wrestling Podcast. On today's episode, we have the gentleman from Warrior Wrestling. Yes, that's right. We're back in the flow of things, back in the swing of things. As we said, we gave you a preview show of Zello, I think was our last or one of our last episodes. And then, we went to that show, and that was an actual blast, good time. Right around the corner is Warrior Wrestling. 3 shows coming up, 3 Stadium Series shows. But first, before we talk about those, Chris, what is up, my friend? You got a ton of compliments on your background, and I don't know if the blue and the Chicago flag just looks brighter today, but how's your mood? How you doing?
Well, it's bright because it's been nice outside. I've been spending lots of time with the kids outside, so I'm glad for that. I'm fully vaxxed finally.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know,
Put
so
those
we're ready to
pistols
go.
up.
And
Shoot 'em
then 3 shows, outdoor shows. What can I ask for?
Right?
What?
Nick
And I'm
Osmond
drinking.
says-
As in our last episode, I'm gonna open up my last Broken Skull IPA.
Oh,
Wow.
you switched.
Cheers.
That is not a Modelo.
No, it is not.
It is
You've
not.
changed. You've changed. But it's an honor. It's an honor that Chris is drinking his last one that he got from the great state of Indiana. That's a joke.
Yeah, from our boys, Juice Pro.
No,
Awesome
sorry. No
podcast.
offense to Juice Pro. I rip on Indiana sometimes. But yes, they hooked it up. They're like, yo, it's in stores. Chris got a bunch. He's sharing his last one with 2 of our very good friends from Warrior Wrestling, Steve and Eric. Guys, it's been too long. How have you been?
I've been great. It has been far too long. I feel like we've all have adult children now, and we have long beards, and it's been decades. I hope you guys are good.
Yeah. Chris has a second kid.
Right?
He does. Steve has a fiance. Eric
I do.
is hopefully with us. Are you still there?
I am. I am going in and out, man. It is rough sledding over here. Give me just a minute.
No worries.
No worries. We got Steve to carry the load. Just rely on the head honcho there at Marion Catholic High School. But the Stadium Series, it's back. There's 3 shows, and let's everyone, if you got a second, pull out your pocketbooks, pull out your notepad. Saturday, June 5th, Saturday, July 17th, Saturday, August 21st. Did I get those right?
You got those perfectly right, my friend.
All right. Logistics. I'll just say them off really quick. VIP Fan Fest at 5, bell time at 7, Marion Catholic High School, 700 Ashland Avenue. The price for everything is on warriorwrestling.net. There's a season summer pass that's worth the money if you total up just going to the individual shows separately. Kids under 16 are free with a paying adult, free parking, safety measures in place. Bring your own food and drinks. Bring your own cooler of Modelo. Bring your own Italian sausage. The Stadium Series, it's back. Is there any new name with it, or it's just like this is the Stadium Series 2021?
It's the Stadium Series 2021. We thought about briefly trying to call it something else, but everybody liked the concept so much last fall. And even post-COVID, everybody, literally fans, wrestlers, refs, production people, everybody said, well, you got to do this every summer. This is the new thing that you guys do. So every year we're hoping to have a Stadium Series.
So this is not just a
Consistent
COVID
branding.
thing.
No, this is
Okay.
our hope is it's a new summer tradition for us.
Okay. And to Chris's point, consistent branding, being known for something.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting. So obviously by necessity, we were forced outside last year during the pandemic. And I cannot tell you how many people, again, fans, wrestlers, staff who have said, I really like being outside. I like being under the lights. I like being under the sky. We had some people who went as far as to say, you should never be inside again. I was like, well, we're in Chicago. It gets cold. But people really enjoyed it. And so we figured, like so many things in COVID, necessity is the mother of innovation. And we were forced to change.
Whoa.
And we found that the thing that we changed to actually worked pretty damn well.
Wow. Have you used that to open an assembly? necessity is the mother of innovation.
I've used it to open many a staff meeting.
It's that big, yes. And then the Comic Sans font on the PowerPoint slides, correct?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Lots of swirling animations on my PowerPoints.
I mean, Chris knows how to enjoy. Chris is a big cooler guy. I feel like Chris, you can always rely on Chris to bring the cooler. Chris enjoyed many a cooler session last summer,
Absolutely.
correct? Yeah. You know?
Yeah, like it's convenient. Like again, like it is the perfect recipe, I think. Especially, and that was what was getting a little chilly outside, maybe a little rain. But now think about it in the summer, bro. Like you can't get better than that. I mean, I know maybe the wrestlers might get a little hot in that mat, but as as a fan and sitting in my lawn chair, drinking some beer, couple friends, I think last show we even ordered a pizza in.
Yes. That became a
shit.
thing. Lots of people were ordering pizzas, having them delivered to the stadium,
Yeah.
and picking them up and eating them outdoors with their family and friends.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
it's
you
super
can't
dope.
beat that.
I'm excited. Can't beat that. And then, Charlie, for those, I don't know if this is gonna go up on YouTube, Daily Motion, whatever video platform, but if you move your head a little bit, just look at that card. Like right off the back, like that main one in the middle, that's the one
Yes.
I'm like looking forward to. Seeing Golden Dragon on the poster is awesome. Gringo Loco and Taurus, and these other, a couple up and comers that are kind of getting their names out there, luchadors that are getting their names out there. Like I'm super stoked for that match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, before we can go into obviously we're going to talk about all the matches on the card. We're going to talk about it's one thing to list off the matches, but we like to pry and pick at Steve and Eric's brain on like why things happen and things of that nature. Before we do that, I saw some tweets about foam belts and things of that nature. Can you talk about those? Can you talk about anything else new and like in the planning of this? Like, is there new stuff? How is this one compared to others, etc.? Planning.
Sure. Well, I will jump in on that token. So there are, in fact, we have tweeted out pictures of them. They've arrived at Marion Catholic in Chicago Heights, foam Warrior Wrestling Championship belts. And this is something people have jokingly asked for years.
Okay.
And we found a way to make it happen. On top of that, we have new Warrior Wrestling masks, pins, and we talked about Chris's Chicago flag earlier. We will be debuting a new Warrior Wrestling t-shirt that is the blue bars and 4 red Warrior masks down the center.
Nice.
So there's going to be some pretty cool swag. So don't leave your cash at home when you come out for the Stadium Series.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you told me I bring cash. All right, Carla.
Yeah,
Gotta make some room in the budget now.
we gotta probably send a permission, like a Carla permission slip or like a approval of purchase ahead of time. I feel like she's the controller of the house.
I'll talk to her.
and
talk
I'm
to her.
after that Black Taurus mask, to be honest.
I don't know what that thing costs to make. I can't imagine what it would cost to buy.
All right.
I have a fair idea.
Oh yeah. What do you think is going to be asking price for that, Chris? I mean, I don't want to out you, but is it
it's
a high side, low side?
It's above 200.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And is that normal? Is that like, it's not too high, right? That's kind of
it depends, right? Like, so Black Taurus has been definitely making his name, in the US for a while. I want to say for about a year and a half. He's been, moving around, like getting his name out there. He did a couple Impact shows. So it's, 250, I think it would be a decent price.
Okay.
But also he can try to capitalize on that fame and up it up a little bit.
Okay.
So it's a fair asking price.
Yeah, I was gonna say Warrior. I believe Black Taurus made his Warrior debut. What was that, 7?
Yes, December of 19.
Was it the one with Cavernario and?
No, so Cavernario was on
Atlantis?
8. So Atlantis was on 6.
Oh,
7 was a scramble with Gringo, Taurus, Horus, Aerostar, and Drago.
Aramis wasn't that show, wasn't he?
Aramis was on 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So Taurus was on 7 and 8, and he's coming back now
Got it.
for the Stadium Series. We loved what a great human and what a great performer. There are some guys who just when they have their gear on and they walk into the ring, they become some otherworldly character, and he is one of them.
It's like the thing we talked about with Pentagon, right? When you see him
Yes.
backstage, regular guy, but as soon as he has paint on and a mask, and the gloves do something to it too, where he's
Yes.
just like puffs his shoulders up a little more and he grows like 2 feet. So
we don't want to prop him up too much because then the price of the mask goes up, guys. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Like, you're just.
Yeah, he's totally normal. Guy you'd see on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's get into that match. Lucha War of Attrition, right?
The first ever Lucha War of Attrition.
Yes, not the first ever War of Attrition, but the first ever Lucha War Attrition. So it's like insanity turned up to 12.
Yes.
The people, I had to look up the people in this show. So I'm just gonna say them right now, and you telling me yes or no. Okay, Steve.
Okay.
I'm picking on you because I think Eric is in and out right now with some audio issues. So I don't mean to.
No, he's a second-class citizen. It's fine.
So Gringo Loco, correct?
Yes, correct.
A man named King Strange.
That's Arez.
Okay. So I didn't need, like, I'm going off of Twitter handles here. So
Okay.
that what Steve said, not what I said. Screw me. Golden Dragon, local guy, love it. Love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Laredo Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Aramis.
Mm-hmm.
Black Taurus, as we said, or Taurus.
Yep.
Dragon Bane.
Mm-hmm.
And another, I'm gonna fuck this one so bad. Excuse my whiteness. Canis Lepus.
Close. Yeah.
Can you say that?
Yeah, so that sounds
I'm
dirty.
just
when
gonna
you say it that
stop.
way.
I mean, Chris, do you know how to say that properly?
I'm reading Canis Lupus, but
Okay.
yeah, he's also a new guy in my book. I haven't heard much of him.
He's relatively new on the scene. He's been to Gali a few times. He'll be at AAW, I think in a week or two for one of their shows.
Okay.
But I think in a week. He is the brother of Dragonbane, and they are the next brother duo. So where Phoenix and Penta were 5 years ago, Canis Lupus and Dragonbane are now. Dragonbane is the Phoenix of the two of them. Gringo Loco, in fact, has told us in conversation. Eric and I were hanging out with Gringo after a Gali show, and Gringo said, "This kid is the next Phoenix." He said, and that is a
That's high praise.
and I'm
Mhm.
telling you, he's the next Phoenix.
Wow. Eric, we got you back. Are you sitting directly next to your router?
I'm sitting on top of my router. Actually, no, I gave up on the router altogether. I'm on my cell phone now.
Perfect.
AT&T, man, AT&T wireless. If I'm going to pay for it, I might as well use it because God knows Comcast doesn't care that I have a podcast to do tonight.
God damn it. Do they not know about us? I mean,
I will call their customer service hotline as soon as we get off, and I will make sure that they assume my middle name is Karen.
So yeah, Eric, thanks for joining the conversation. This group of gentlemen in the middle, we just named them all off.
God, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Lucha War of Attrition, literally only you guys know how to take a wild idea and just inject it with insanity. Like we're getting injected with a vaccine. You should go get your vaccine shot if you're listening to this. But you guys do that. It's just like, it's already a 10 craziness. How do we make it an 11? It's like you guys enjoy spinning our wheels, but this is insane. Like, how did we get to this point right here? If you're watching on YouTube, I'm like circling their heads.
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest. We came to this decision relatively recently. Like, we've been toying with the idea back and forth. The final moment where we made the decision, we were actually at a Mexican restaurant in Tampa before the Sunday show of WrestleMania. and we were eating and drinking margaritas and eating all this
Inspired,
amazing
inspired
food.
by the culture.
And yeah, I mean, we were sitting there and we were talking about we already knew about the idea of the Lucha title and how we wanted to make an official connection. I mean, we earlier in the episode, we've been talking about, oh, well, we had these luchadors on this episode, and this one was on 7 and 9 and 3 and 4. Like, lucha wrestling has always been near and dear to the Warrior heart and Warrior shows.
It's always
Yeah.
been
It's
part of
never-
the wrestling buffet line that you guys provide for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. 100%.
Always. It's something that I think if you don't know about it, you want to know about it. You know what I mean? Like, if it's something you haven't experienced, it's something you want to experience. Even if you don't know about it, you want to experience something like this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we try and give you guys a little taste as often as possible. But we wanted to make that official connection with the Lucha Warrior title, with all of the amazing luchadors that we've had come through Warrior already, other ones that we've been scouting and been following and been cheering on from afar, and looking forward to being able to work with them. And everything just kind of came together. We were at WrestleMania. We were drinking margaritas, and we were like,
Couple deep.
All right.
You're couple deep.
yeah. And we were like, you know what? F it. Let's just do a war of attrition. Why not? Like, why not? That was, and I mean, we are evil geniuses, but not as smart as people think we are. It was that simple.
Yeah.
You're chaotic neutral, maybe. Chaotic good, chaotic neutral. That's a D&D reference.
chaos.
Just absolute chaos. Steve, can you elaborate? Is that how the story went? Is that how the
Absolutely.
The meaning
So
of the
actually,
minds.
so we knew we were going to have the Warrior title, the Lucha title, as Eric said. And I think it started with like, hey, this is a really dumb idea. I think it's too much. But what if we did? And then we just went, no, what if we really did this? And then it just spiraled from there. And while sitting at that lunch, I pulled out my phone and we started texting and DMing various people. And I think we had 6 of the 8 luchadors locked in before the end of lunch.
All right.
Wow.
Fantastic.
So talk to me more about the Lucha titles. What is this?
We are going
Trios
to
titles?
do a third title. No, it's a singles title
Okay.
that we are making the Warrior Wrestling Lucha Championship. We will have a luchador division going forward, and
Okay.
the Lucha title will be won in this match and defended at Warrior shows going forward.
I love it.
Our commitment. We, after having no authentic Lucha Libre for the 4 pandemic shows,
Mhm.
and it being part of every show prior to that, we sat down and said, coming out of COVID, how do we want to define ourselves? And we said, Lucha. Lucha is a big part of who we are, and we want it to be. How do we make that statement? We're going to make a title. And that's where we went with it. So the belt is being created as we speak.
Okay.
And we're really excited for the design that's going to be debuted on June.
Yeah.
Chris there was an audible gasp like of content, I think.
Yeah. And so, well, I'm going to put you guys, you and, Steve and Eric on a hard spot here. Like, how do you
Wow.
define who gets to compete for this title? What defines Lucha?
Great question. We talked about that.
Yeah.
It is not necessarily ethnic heritage. It's a style. It's a style. So for example, in
Mhm.
this match is Gringo Loco, who is a Caucasian American, but
He's
I
a
don't
gringo.
think he's a gringo, but I don't think anybody would say he's not a luchador, right? He
Right.
is
Correct.
trained authentically in Lucha Libre. He has wrestled in Mexico. So Lucha is a style. Yeah, yes, it is associated with a national or ethnic heritage, but it's specifically a style. And that was our commitment. And we actually talked at length, like, all right, the 2 of us are the whitest people, this side of Gringo Loco. So we want to make sure that we're doing this respectfully and that we are championing and
Yeah.
honoring the heritage of a great cultural pastime and not usurping it or not appropriating it. So we talked to a lot of people. We kicked a lot of ideas around with people, and especially the guys in the match. And people were like, yes, we've never heard of this before in an American promotion. Let's do it.
That's Chris, that's a great question. Continue. I knew you got something else to say.
Yeah, because and I get it. Like it makes sense. It's definitely a style before anything else. Like it's the lucha style, you got the strong style, you got, different styles, and lucha is its own style. But just looking at this poster here at the card, like Trey Miguel can also fall in that line, right? So y'all better
Yes.
watch out, or is you gonna have a double champ?
We have
So
talked
full
about
of surprises
the day
here.
when all those streams cross, and what
Well,
might
and
that look like.
I don't know if you caught AAA recently, but there's somebody else on that poster who's been on AAA.
Oh, you mean? Well, I know Adonis says we're AAA,
Yes.
right? Is that you're
So
referring to?
Sam was a longtime CMLL guy,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
he
right.
just showed up at AAA as part of the invasion.
Oh, okay.
faction.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
so Sam Adonis is another person that I don't think anybody would say he's not qualified to be in a lucha libre match. So
He's
it's
main
very
evented
much,
Mexico City, baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if you remember, Impact used to say with the X Division title, it's not about weight limits, it's about no limits. And we feel the same way about the lucha title. It's about a style. If anybody thinks they can, whoever wins this match and becomes our lucha champion, if somebody else thinks they can step up and defeat that person in a lucha style match, bring it on.
Yeah. No, I mean, Chris has corrected me before. Like you don't have to wear a mask to be a luchador, and that's 100% true. And no, I love the thought you guys have put into this, because yeah, you're exactly right. Like in 2021, and it should be this way. I'm not saying this as a complaint, because everyone's just like, oh, you got to watch what you say nowadays. But it's like, but no, seriously, like be more thoughtful nowadays. Like that's how it should, like in 2021, if you're going to introduce a belt or introduce something, you got to think about who can wrestle for it. Like girls wrestle boys, and it's 100% normality at this point. And different styles wrestle each other, and there's no, like, this isn't some Jim Crockett restriction shit. No offense to him, but like you got to think about that. So you guys have put in that thought, which I admire, which is cool.
Yeah, that's our hope. We love lucha libre, right? We built the first Warrior Wrestling around multiple lucha matches, and because that's what we want to share with people. We want to give a platform for these great performers to show the world what they can do. And that's another way that we see this. This is a megaphone for the guys in this match, and whoever wins it going forward to be the champion, to tell people who might not have ever watched with their own eyes in person authentic lucha libre, come see this. You can come see this here, and maybe that opens their eyes to a whole new world.
Yeah, this definitely opens a whole world of possibilities, because here, just Chicago alone, you have deep pockets of luchadors, lucha style people. But then internationally, you can search across the world for different people that have and carry and had learned the lucha style. So hey, Chicago's very own, such as Kylie Ray here, she could fall into that lucha style. Lucha Laney, another Chicago, like, which I don't, it's just a big possibilities here. But I'm super excited, as you can see, about this title, and just to see what's to come just in the stadium series alone. 3 shows that are already promising some lucha presence. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good way, I think, for you guys to reach out to the casual fan. I know there's different promotions that do that in different ways here with their presentation, but like a casual fan will be excited by the lucha style, because it's a lot of flips and it's a lot of acrobatics where you think someone's going to kill themselves and they don't. So I think it'll be great for that. I don't, Chris, were you guys just was that like a sexy transition into the next match? I was astonished.
I don't have a. I mean, I don't have a. I was gonna say I don't have the card in front of me, but I do have. You were kind enough to list some matches in the
Should
agenda.
I sit over here now?
I was just. Yeah, I was just looking at the poster behind you. So, right off the back, Holly Dead versus Kylie Ray. This wasn't originally the match, was it?
No, it was originally Kylie versus Thunder Rosa.
Okay.
But the NWA changed their taping schedule, and so that match has been delayed to our August show.
Okay.
It's goddamn
So yeah,
fast.
8/21. That match will 100% happen, but on August 21st.
Cool. This is great. So, Kylie, let's point out that Chris and I are always Team Kylie, forever Team Kylie. We want whatever's best for her. We want that for her. Whether she wakes up and wants to wrestle, she wakes up and doesn't want to wrestle, whatever. if she's in a mental state that is healthy for her, or one where she needs to pull back, and like we're supportive of that, and it's 100% great. So I'm glad to see her here. We love to see her here if that's what she wants to do. It's looks like she does, right? Otherwise she wouldn't be doing it. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys, I want to say I'm glad you guys have her. I'm glad that she's defending her title, right? Because that's something that she won. So I think that's really cool to see. Do you guys have any comments regarding that?
Sure. So we agree with you 100%. And
Mhm.
this kind of started without giving away too much of private conversations. This really started with us reaching out to her several months ago and just checking on her and seeing how she was doing and seeing how she wanted to proceed. Right? What did she? If she wasn't going to come back to wrestling, would she like to be there to crown a new champ, to hand the title over? Would she like to come back and do another match? What was her, what would she want to do? And we were actually, surprised, I think, as anybody would be, when she said, I'm ready to come back. I feel healthy. I feel ready.
Okay.
And, we told her over and over again, let us know what you're comfortable with. And she wants to wrestle. She loves wrestling. For those that don't know, a little more inside baseball here, she trains at the Freelance Wrestling Academy and trains the students there. She
Right.
loves wrestling. She eats, sleeps, and breathes it. And so I think she is really excited to get back to doing what she loves. And like you said, if there ever comes a time when that's not the case anymore, then we will pivot immediately. But
Right.
Kylie, the human, matters. Her well-being matters so much to us that we'll do whatever
Absolutely.
is the best in that for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever any question on our end. If we have to choose between Kylie, the wrestler, or Kylie, the human, we are 100% Kylie, the human.
Yeah.
It is not even a question on our end. We're lucky and happy, and we were both very excited when word came back that she was in. But at the same time, there was never any kind of moment of like, well, what if she says no? How, like, what do we do to get her to say yes? You know what I mean? It was
Right.
never even a thought or a consideration. It was only, how can we help with whatever it is that you want to do, that you are happy with, that makes you happy? How can we help?
Yeah.
And if that's wrestling, then we have a platform for you to do that. If it's not, then we will cheer you on in anything else that you go into and decide that we'll be happy in.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that should be the PSA, is that we support her, and no matter what she wants to do. She is a human. She's not this wrestler that is supposed to entertain us. No, like, she can do whatever the heck she wants. And I was glad to see her on here. And then Holodead is no slouch, no joke, a worthy substitute. She's looking pretty crazy right here. If you're watching on YouTube, she's got some crazy blue and white face paint. So yeah, it seems like a very, very viable opponent. Chris, would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you can get Thunder Rosa on this show, you get the other better half, right? Which is Holly Dead, the other half of the Twisted Sisters. And regards to Kylie, we're happy she's there as long as she's happy to be there, right? So I think that's what we all are trying to say here. And not to discard Holiday, like that you said, like, she is a worthy opponent. She definitely, like, pre-COVID was making her way around the Chicagoland area. That kind of put a little stop to her tour in the Midwest here. But seeing her back, like, it's always good to see her. She's super skilled, and I know that last time we had her on the podcast, like, she was working out and trying to get in better shape and training really hard, and that has definitely shown since. So seeing her back in a show here in the Chicagoland area, it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and old school Warrior fans might remember, this is not her first Warrior wrestling show. This is not the first time we've experienced Holodead. So we know, we knew what we needed big shoes to fill when we had the spot come open, and we knew who, like you said, was the right person to fill those shoes. So this is a match I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, you guys have such a rich history now where you can go back to 10 plus shows and point stuff out. So that's it's 100% growing, and it has been growing. But you guys can look back and point at maybe five different examples for people now, which I think is, like, if they've been on all five of those shows, which I think is pretty cool.
Which is crazy because we just celebrated our third birthday this week, actually, May 11th.
May 11th,
we
yeah.
turned 3, so yeah, cheers to Warrior.
Cheers. I'm out of
Warrior
beer.
and I share birthdays. Cheers.
But yeah, Chris just had a birthday. Chris,
Happy
you're
birthday, my friend.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Chris deserves a day where people do stuff for him instead of him doing stuff for others. So I hope you had that day.
Now that promotion has a lucha title. Can I ask for anything else? No.
That's their gift.
Surprise is actually all for you, my friend.
Yeah. So Zack, formerly known as Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, it's not surprising because you guys I know your capabilities, but also I think really cool. So he seems to be someone who's always connected with the fans on various different levels, even when he's not like the E would not make him relevant. He would make himself relevant. Like always someone who kind of found a way to stick through. Had one of the most surprising WrestleMania moments of all time, which was crazy. I remember watching that WrestleMania, and we were doing we had a pool bracket system, like something custom that I made up. And let me tell you that no one scored points on Zack Ryder winning that ladder match. It was just a flat out 0 across the board. But yeah, versus Sam Adonis, a veteran of Warrior Wrestling. So I don't know, Steve, do you want to go first here on what do you think?
Well, we're always trying to line up first time ever matches, and we agonize about putting together the right people. A lot of times, one of the things that I think challenges sometimes in indie wrestling is promotions just book a bunch of guys that they think are good or girls that they think are good, and then find a way to stick them together. We don't book someone until we've got the right slot, the right match, the right everything. Okay. And in this sense, Adonis and Matt Cardona, are perfectly fit for one another. Adonis can wrestle all styles, American style, lucha libre, Japanese strong style. Cardona is that classic American WWE style wrestler, now in Impact, but he is, as you said, so connected to the fans. He is such a natural babyface. Sam Adonis, such a natural heel. And you can just, if you think about it for 30 seconds, this match writes itself. The entrances write themselves, and you can see the fans getting sucked right into this. So this, I think, is just going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think Zack Ryder makes the VIP Fan Fest a lot. Not that it doesn't have value to begin with, because it does, because you can literally meet every single person and get an autograph and get a photo. But yeah, I mean, this obviously makes it a little bit more enticing. Eric, working with Matt Cardona, what do you think about this match?
I agree with Steve. I'm going to be honest. I was somewhat surprised when Steve pitched the idea that we even had a shot at booking him, where there's a bit of a transition for him last year, and then we're in the middle of the pandemic, and now he's crushing it over on Impact, and it was kind of one of those things where it's like how every Warrior match starts. What if we ... Yeah. And he goes, what if we got Cardona? And I was like, I mean, yeah, it'd be incredible, but like, what are the odds? And it ended up working out, and it's just one of those things that I think is part of the magic of Warrior. Sometimes we fall, like we joke that we fall ass backwards into like amazing matches, and this is, I think, one of those things where like we were able to find the right connection, make the right connection, get in touch with them, find dates, times that work, find the perfect opponent in Sam Adonis, and Sam is one of my favorites, like human beings. Sam Adonis is one of my favorite like wrestlers to boo. And so when you can put that kind of perfect matchup together for someone that you love, and then someone that you love to boo, and cheer for someone that you love to cheer for, sign me up. I was in from the very beginning.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, I don't know. I think you guys are capable of anything. Obviously, there's the golden goose is the Undertaker. We've talked about that before. It's you've swung on that, and you'll swing again. I'm sure you'll be up to the plate for another appearance. But I don't know. I guess I'm not too surprised. Although I appreciate you guys. Shoot. If I could use a classroom reference. Oh God, what is it? God damn it! It's shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll land among the stars, right? Is that
Aw.
is that in your guys' classrooms?
No, but that's cute.
Don't ever say that to a room of high schoolers. They will give you a wedgie and then a swirly, and then they will ask for a real
Hey man, that's a classic.
Well, talking about somebody that will give you a swirly and all these things, it's Jake something. Moving on to the next match.
Oh my god, the
Yes.
transitions. I am
Magic. That was a
Massive
sexy
man.
I'm semi hard at this moment. Sorry.
Going up against the buffet bracket winner 2021 Warhorse. Like this is very like in along what you guys just talked about in that previous match of how like the lines start, like the stars lined up for this to happen and all that. This is in every Warrior show, there's a match that I did not know I wanted to see. And this is it. Warhorse versus Jake something.
This is your to no pun workhorse, like your Intercontinental title division workhorse, middle of the card. That's just like this. I always like favor the IC matches. IC title is like my favorite belt ever because I feel like those matches have always like I've been more drawn to. This is that match where it's just like these guys could work harder than. No offense to your main eventers are different than your old school main eventers that are like dinosaurs in the 80s, early in the 80s. No offense to, well, sort of offense to Hogan, but like this is like your workhorse like division.
If
So to speak.
we had intermissions, this will be the match that would send you into intermission because then you need to take a breather.
Yeah, well, and that's the magic of Warhorse, right? Warhorse is built like a Randy Savage in that he's a heavyweight who's also very athletic and has a very distinct character. He has all, Eric and I like to talk about all the multiple tools in wrestling. He's a 5-tool player. He's got everything. And I think Jake Something is the same way. For his size, Jake Something's athleticism is unbelievable. So not only are you going to get guys punching each other in the mush, but you're going to get guys who can run, who can dive, and who can put on a hell of a show. Like this is the kind of match that would have stolen an early WrestleMania.
Right,
because they
exactly.
have that
That's what I was trying to
WWE
get
look.
at. Thank you.
Yeah, they have that WWE look, but they can go.
Yeah.
Insanity again. I did not know I wanted this match, and it lines up perfectly. It makes too much sense when you look at it on paper. So I mean, I could just imagine what it will be live. So looking forward to that. And according to Charlie's agenda here, we got Deonna Purrazzo. Is this Deonna Purrazzo's debut at Warrior?
She was on Warrior
One maybe?
1.
Yeah.
She was actually in the very first women's match in Warrior history against Chelsea Green.
Ah, okay.
I think I remember that. I remember that poster because we were just like, oh yeah, that fake promotion that's running. We're like, let's reach out to that fake promotion, and then you guys were actually real. So
going up against Ray Lynn. I think this is a great women's match. And Deonna Purrazzo, is she currently the women's champ at Impact?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, she is.
So bringing that
Virtuoso,
title
long
over.
may she reign.
yeah, is that title on the line? That title's on the line.
We've got to talk to Impact. It might be a possibility. We've had Impact's titles defended before. As of right now, it is not on the line.
Okay. Cool. Eric, yeah, Deonna Purrazzo, Ray Lynn, any thoughts? Any breakdown of the behind the scenes theories here?
Well, so like I said, we've known Deonna since way back in the very beginning, and to see just how much she's grown in these 3 years at this point is incredible. She is. I'll just say it, she's one of the best women wrestlers around, and her reign on Impact has been nothing short of amazing. The fact that we're able to bring her back now and put her on, the spotlight here in the football stadium series, I think is lucky for us, because she is on fire. She is incredible, and it's been too long since we were able to get her back. So timing worked out. Timing is part of it. It's not like we've been, we don't avoid anybody. We always reach out to everybody that we can, and we even think we might have a shot at booking. And sometimes dates don't work out, or things change along the way. But we're excited to be able to get Deanna back in Warrior for sure.
Cool.
Ray Lynn, if you're a Warrior fan, especially a relatively recent Warrior fan, you know Ray Lynn. She had a couple great matches last summer in the Stadium Series. She is no slouch. She is not just gonna, roll over for Deanna. So I hope Deanna's ready for a fight, because Ray Lynn is a fighter.
Yeah, she's feisty. That's really cool to see. The next two people were actually in the 2021 buffet bracket. I'm sure if you're listening to this episode, you hopefully have heard the episode we've released before, which you should go listen to. So we had I don't know if you guys are familiar. I know you're teaching the youth. You're teaching the youths out there. You got a lot going on. We had a parody bracket, extravagant wrestlers, people who have these larger than life personalities, personas, gimmicks, whatever you call it. These two people were in there. So this is like King Kong versus Godzilla right here. Is exactly that accurate?
What it is.
Yes, that is how I've described the match to other people. If these two monsters were going to go at it and in the process flatten Tokyo, this is the match for you.
I hope you can raise enough money to build a new school, Steve, because yes, it is Congo Kong versus Beastman. So I just expect a lot of body bumping, a lot of thumps, some channeling their inner John Tentas for some earthquakes, and a lot of stuff like that. Chris, are you gonna be able?
Congo Kong is not afraid to get on them ropes.
No,
right?
Neither of them are.
I was gonna say, don't forget Beastman's dive at.
I was about to say
Scramble.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Matt Nix about whether or not Beastman's afraid to fly.
It's insane, yeah. And to think that if Beastman were to do that again, he would have a bigger base to land on, and so it'd be an easier dive, but he can complete the harder one because Matt Nix, he's basically squashed Matt Nix like the Blob from X-Men. So,
oh God, it was so good.
that was one of like watching the show back. Steve and I, in the moment, we see bits and pieces. We always watch it back later, sometimes together, sometimes separate, and then kind of come back together and discuss what worked well from the camera side. What played well, what didn't. What were some of our favorite moments in both of us? When everyone's there together and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, they're all going to catch this giant. Nope. Everyone just scatters and Nix is just like, oh, come on. That is one of my favorite moments from all of last summer.
This seems like a match that was booked after the fifth or sixth margarita where guys just started getting loopy. Is that correct?
No, I don't think it took margaritas. I think this match makes perfect logical sense. What if King Kong fought Godzilla?
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, people have made major motion pictures trying to answer this question.
We're trying to get the match on HBO Max. We haven't heard back, but we will let you know when we do hear back.
Okay, that is fantastic. And then, I want to follow it up with, Cole Radrick. Cole Radrick, to me, it belongs in the most underrated category, 100%.
Yeah,
because all he does is put on good matches and never wants any credit for it. Just
never holds anything back. His matches go 120% every time.
Yeah, he just wrestled for Freelance Underground Chicago Secret Stash and put a new guy over once again. Mm-hmm. Cole Radrick is your locker room guy. Yes, sorry. Cole Radrick seems like your locker room guy, where he's just whatever you need me to do, I'll do it, and sets that example. And I don't know. So I love Cole Radrick. I don't know much about KC Navarro though. Can you guys give me the lowdown?
Well, you are in for a treat. So this is possibly the sleeper match to steal the show. As you guys just said, Cole is a great wrestler, great personality, just exudes charisma. KC Navarro is the same. And I will do a little behind the curtain here.
Please.
Brian Cage reached out to us unprompted. And Casey Navarro has done a bunch of AEW Dark.
He's your boy, though. Cage is your boy.
Yeah. Well, and Cage does not recommend people lightly. And Brian Cage said to me one day, this guy is the next big thing. And I was like, wow. Okay. He was already on the radar for us.
Wow.
Phoenix wrestled him on Dark. And Phoenix said, this guy is the next big thing. And so that, I mean, those recommendations sealed
Yeah.
the deal. And so we did even deeper homework on Casey Navarro. Eric watched some of his Instagram live to get a sense of who he was as a human. And this is a guy that we have really high hopes for. So
Okay.
we think Casey Navarro, Cole Radrick, a lot of people might walk in not knowing one or either. People will walk out knowing both.
Yeah.
This match is a coming out party. I mean, first of all, like you said about Cole Radrick, he is the epitome of like a warrior guy, right? He is an incredible worker. He is a great person. He is the type of person that you want to be around. And like you said, you want in your locker room. Those are the type of people that we seek out. And those are the type of people that we want to surround ourselves with and continue to work with. So it was only a matter of time before we were able to find the right show to get Cole Radrick on. And like Steve said, Casey Navarro is, he's great. He's fantastic. Like he's a hilarious dude. Like if you don't follow either of these guys, I love Cole Radrick's Twitter and positivity and everything that he's all about. And I love following Casey on Instagram and all of the just craziness that he is about. He is hilarious. If he ever pops up live, like a Instagram live and you're looking at your phone, click in and just give the kid 5 minutes. And the next time you look at your watch, it'll be 25 minutes later. I promise you. So
what area is he from?
He's New Jersey. He's
New Jersey?
Newark, New Jersey. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I've seen his name pop up, but I don't think I know much about him. So you guys got me hyped up because it seems so quick Google search. Like he seems in the same body build as Cole Radrick. So
I was gonna say me, because I've been working out a lot lately.
I see you were working that water jug, man. Way to go.
Yeah. I'm so fit.
Look at that.
But yeah, no. So Casey, I think also, and I discovered this on one of his Instagram lives. Actually, I think he's Tasha Steele's brother.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
She just jumped on halfway through one of his Instagram lives, and
there you go.
And I was like, oh, cool, Tasha, and who, by the way, another Warrior alum in our women's war of attrition, and she just finished this great run as a tag team champ with Hogan on Impact, and Casey did not hesitate to rip into her. I mean, it was maybe like 2 days after she dropped the belt. He was like, hey sis, you're looking a little light there. It looks like you dropped a couple pounds over the weekend. And it was just, I'm like, wow, he's hilarious. He's awesome. This match is gonna, like Steve said, sleeper match to steal the show. Yeah. Don't sleep on this one. It's gonna be incredible.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, and you guys need those locker room guys. You gotta have a high character locker room, which is great.
And another match you definitely cannot.
Just say,
oh, go ahead.
I'm going to steal your transition, Chris. Talk about a high caliber locker room guy. And first of all, we've got a guest appearance by Eric's daughter. Hi, Evie. Hi, Everly.
All right.
I'm on the headset. She can't hear you, but say hi, Everly.
Hi. She just repeated what she said. Fantastic.
So talk about a locker room guy, a high caliber guy, the Warrior Wrestling champion, Trey Miguel, defends against Tiger Style, Lee Moriarty. First time ever. Moriarty has become, in the last year, the hottest rising star on the indies. He was on a Warrior show during the pandemic last year against Trey Lamar. He has gone GCW. He's gone all over the United States. He has perfected his craft in a long feud with Alex Shelley and AIW. He is a technical wrestler. He's a speed wrestler. And of course, we believe Trey Miguel is in that conversation of the best wrestlers on earth. And I think people are starting to see glimpses of that in Impact. I think Big Rascals fans knew it was there. If you watched the Rascals versus Chaos match at Warrior 7 and saw him and Ospreay together, I think people knew it was there.
Yeah.
But our goal is to really give him the opportunity to show that he is one of the best in the world. And I think this match is going to do that.
Let the drones fly.
Yes. Yes.
Like, yeah, this it's main event worthy 100%, and a great way for Trey Miguel to defend that title. Coming out of a hot series of matches, not just stadium series, but with Warrior itself, like really building his name up there. And now he is the champ and defend that title against a great up and comer that's definitely proven his name out there. So main event worthy. I cannot wait to see what happens here.
Yeah. Lee was
Well-
on, that poll or whatever. IWTV ran a poll, and I think he was on that Wrestler of the Year poll. So, like, I think the indie scene would agree 100% that he should be in the main event. And then, Trey Miguel was, I don't know if he has a chip on his shoulder or not, because he probably thinks, and I'm not going to say that everyone has different wrestling goals, but two of his buddies went to the E, right, and had success like immediately there, won tag team titles. So like, and he kind of got left behind to be the guy, or to like at least prove like, hey, like I'm as good as those guys, and went up there to, or down there, excuse me, to NXT. So yeah, I think he's on his own now, a little bit more on his own, and he can be that singles main front runner. And that's what you guys are giving him an opportunity to do. Eric, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say that this is actually his first title defense, right?
Mhm.
So
Okay, yeah.
at the end of last summer, the summer series ended with him winning the belt in that three-way with Pillman and Cage. And I think there were some people who were surprised. I think there were some people who were, caught completely off guard by that. So this is the first time where the pressure is really going to be on him as our champion, right? He kind of went in there like, I got nothing to lose. Like the other two guys had already been champs. One of them was the current champ. The other one was our first champ. And he kind of is walking in, what have I got to lose? And I think that it was that mindset that he just went in there. And as he always does, I mean, he always gives 150% in every match, but like he went in there with this mindset of I've got nothing to lose. And that means you should be afraid of me. Don't underestimate, a caged animal, right? So he comes away with that belt, and now he's had this entire downtime in between to just do with this belt. And I don't know if you guys are keeping up with Impact recently, but like this kid is literally transforming before our eyes right now from this like happy-go-lucky little, treehouse rascal.
Mm-hmm.
He is not rascal is not the word I would use to describe Trey Miguel in his current form.
Okay.
Like in Trey Miguel's current form, I'm not sure what word I would use because I don't want to make him upset. He's going to blow the world away. And we're just proud. We're honored that we get to be a part of that ride. And with this first match and his first title defense against such an incredible opponent who at the same time has that same mentality he had. What have I got to lose? You're the champ. This is your very first defense. I got nothing to lose now. So now the tables are kind of turned where now Trey's the one with the pressure. Lee's coming in here with like, I don't got a care in the world, bro. Let's go. And I mean, this match for me is just, I got goosebumps just talking about it right now.
I love how hyped you are.
Well, one thing I'll add too. So real story. So Trey won the belt, and sometimes you guys know this from talking to different promotions, different wrestlers. Sometimes the belt stays with the promotion, and it's just all right. The next time they're at the show, they'll pick up the belt and they'll carry it down to the ring.
Sure.
Other times, folks take the belt with them, and it's been various for different wrestlers that we've known. Trey brought the belt back to his wrestling school where he teaches, and the Warrior Wrestling title is up on the wall, and it has been on that wall for 9 months. And it is what he looks at when he trains aspiring wrestlers. It's what he looks at when he trains himself for matches. It is on the wall in the wrestling school. And that to us, first of all, we're honored that it means that much to him and that it motivates him that much. So we are really excited to see what is this guy going to do to defend that belt that he brought home. So not only is it on the wall in his wrestling school, but after he won it, he drove back to Ohio and first went to his parents' house to show his family that he won this belt. And then it went up in his wrestling school on the wall.
Damn
right. That's our guy.
Damn. And
see, those are the stories that you want to hear, because it means so much more when you see him in that ring, not just in the ring, but even walking down the aisle with that belt. like it brings a different meaning to him being the champ. Like he's proud of being the champion for Warrior Wrestling, and he's gonna be there to prove a point. So that's great to hear.
Damn Skippy. And is that, and I'm not too familiar with what titles he's winning and things at Impact, but is this the, I don't know too much about his career, but is this the first like heavyweight, like if the like main title, so to speak, that, and that's not me, the quotations is just like primary title quotations.
Sure. This
that
is his
he's won?
first singles title. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. He's had a lot of accolades as one of the Rascals. And as you guys said, you know, it was almost poetic timing in that he won this as Dez and Zack went off to WWE. And it means the world. In fact, for those who are watching on the YouTube version of this, I'm going to share on my screen this picture.
Oh, damn. You should watch on YouTube.
Of Zack. So Zack didn't know what was going to happen in that main event. And when Trey won that title, Zack ran up to me on the stage with tears in his eyes. And he said, "Steve, can I please go out there?" And I said, "Yes, of course." And he sprinted to the ring, slid into the ring, and just embraced Trey. I mean, this was a moment for Zack and Dez moving on to be full-time tag team guys, and Trey moving on to be a full-time singles star. And what a way to move on with winning your first singles title. This picture, like whenever we have a real Warrior headquarters, this is going on the wall.
Without a doubt, that is just 100% pure emotion. I mean, pure honest emotion. Like you said, it means more when you know it means more to the guys. Look at those faces and tell me that is not everything.
It absolutely is. No, that's raw. That's the rawest emotion you can get. That's what,
because you get the feeling
you hope wrestling brings out of you.
The feelings just come through even though he's wearing a mask.
It's true.
God. I mean, look at Zack's eyes.
It's in his eyes. Yeah. No, it's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with us. I don't know if you posted. Have you posted that anywhere?
It was out a little bit after the series itself, but
okay. That's Warrior HQ. Yeah. What is that? Is that your place right now?
Like, one day when we have like a giant like Titan Towers,
right?
We have our own suite in downtown Chicago.
The Avengers Tower. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you own your T-Rex head in your office.
Right.
When it's no longer the Willis Tower and it's the Warrior Tower.
Oh,
look at that!
Wow. And then you just have the yellow light shining constantly, whereas on the two spires. I'm talking about how they change the lights on the spires.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we could do like the lights. You know how like they turn the lights on at night? We could do the Warrior mask and the lights at night. Over
in the windows. Yeah, I always wonder what's the procedure for that. Is just like a memo sent out to the janitor, and he's just like, "Oh, I gotta leave these lights on," and like, how does he? It's art. That's artistry right there.
It is.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So I think, I mean that concludes all the matches that we have for this show. Did we miss any? Because I don't think our hearts can take it anymore.
I mean, this show is packed, and it seems like it has the right amount of we're doing more screen sharing. I love it.
I just you mentioned you don't think your heart can take it anymore. Here's another one of Trey trying to keep it together while all of his students carry him off.
Right. I remember this. Yes.
Oh, his students. Okay. This is like in like old I remember WCW used to do it a lot, but when a big baby face would win the main belt and then like the whole roster would come out. Yeah. So like I know when Sting, Great American Bash 1990, I think Sting wins the belt and then like all the baby faces come out in like casual attire. It gives kind of the same feeling.
Yeah.
And all of this post-match like emotion and feeling was 100% unprompted. Trey literally didn't tell anyone the finish, and neither did we. And so, I mean, it's not like his students knew, like, okay, when Trey wins, let's go get him. Yeah, it was just pure elation, pure joy, pure emotion, and it's one of those cool moments where like wrestling can transcend the sport. You know what I mean? Like it becomes about more than just wrestling. and it was one of those cool moments for us, and we know it was for him and all those kids, and for Zach, and for us to be able to be a part of that is just an honor.
Yeah, and
Shout out to 3 Count Photos for capturing those moments.
I was gonna say that, and the fact that they're in black and white, I think turns it up.
Ian is incredible.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Ian is amazing.
He did some really cool portraits too at the last Zello show. Yeah, I mean, we're spoiled with photographers, right? We mean, in this area, so they all do a fantastic job. But
I think cool. Jordan Cross, I think on one of his social media, he posted like a picture. I think that was taken from that Ian took from one.
Hey, we got GIFs. Hey, we got
wow. And they're getting it up. There it is.
That kind of looks like D Rose when he hit that buzzer beater. Do you know what I'm talking about? And he's getting like picked up, and he's got that really like smug. It's like kind of like a smug look of confidence, kind of look. I don't know if you know what I'm referring to.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like that photo. That was great. Hey, I didn't know. Hey, you type those in the Twitter, Warrior Wrestling. Those GIFs come out. We need to get those in the database, my friend.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how to do that, but you'll figure it out. Yeah, that's great.
Extra perk for joining us on YouTube.
Yeah, extra perk for joining us on YouTube. Exactly. Yeah. So matches for future shows. Kylie or the champ, right? If Holiday, I'm assuming, beats her, versus Thunder Rosa.
So quick correction there. So
Okay,
Kylie
sorry.
versus Thunder Rosa is happening.
It's happening
One way
by
or
the way.
another in
One way or
August.
another.
If Kylie's champ, it'll be for the title. If Holiday is champ, she will defend the title going forward. But the Kylie Rosa match will happen
Okay.
in August.
Cool.
Do you know
we get to
that's
see
the
Kylie
first time
multiple
ever?
times. That's great.
Kylie and Rosa had a match in Austin, Texas in 2017,
Oh, that makes sense. They're from-
I think. But it's been a while, and not nearly, they've not faced each other since each of them has ascended. So it's going to be pretty darn cool.
Cool. And that's it announced for future, correct?
Yep. And what we've leaked, and we can share with you guys, we have told our database who is going to, or at least some of the people that will be appearing in July, that we haven't announced any matches. So that's the August show, Kylie and Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
In July, we will have the returns of Brian Cage,
Okay.
Brian Pillman,
Okay.
Lance Archer,
Okay.
Jeff Cobb, Sammy Guevara, and the Warrior Wrestling debut of Davey Richards, all coming in July.
Wow. You guys are regular sub AEW Dark over there.
Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
That's sweet. So yeah, let's wrap up the logistics, right? The summer pass deal, 100%. I mean, like if you're bringing in talent, you would go see at an AEW show. You can see them closer and on this field. What is the summer pass? Is $300 for all 3 shows, and you get the VIP Fan Fest with all of that, right?
Yep, you get 3 field seats, 3 VIP Fan Fest tickets. You can bring 2 extra kids, 16 and under, free. You get free parking. You get a free Warrior Wrestling mask, and you get 4 free posters. One
Damn.
of each show and an overall poster.
And then one of us.
$250. Yeah, exactly. And you get to
Yes.
keep Chris and Charlie.
Yes, you get a poster of us from our midsummer calendar photo. It's Chris and I. Yes, sort of scandalous. So you can get that for free. Yeah, I mean, it's like if you were total, right, going to all the shows, it is a valued deal, correct?
Oh yeah. So if you added up all those tickets plus the other perks, it's $450, and the season pass is $300.
There you go.
So you save 30%.
Bring your kids.
Yeah, I think I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty sure that like if you plan on going to even just 2 of the 3 shows, the stadium pass is if you're going to purchase all of those things and experience the whole gamut, like the stadium pass basically pays for itself on the second show.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's one of those things where it's a great deal. We want to make sure that the diehards out there have the opportunity to see every single show that they want to be a part of, and we want to make sure that they know we appreciate them. It's a great deal.
And come on, we're all thirsty for some wrestling, right? Like it's coming back, and it's coming back outdoors, just the way we left the last year. It's gonna be hot. You're gonna have, you can bring your cooler out there. You can order some pizza. You can bring some sandwiches, whatever. Like, super comfortable with the people. You're gonna go in there and enjoy a show with. So there's no losing here. Like,
Yeah.
No.
It's for the kids. It's for the
and
school.
we just ran through one show, and like easily, like we ran like through at least 6 matches where we're like, oh, and this could be a show stealer, and this could be a show stealer, you know. And then we have the Lucha title debuting, and like, come on, like it's I don't know how else I can sell this. I'm excited, and I'm just looking forward to all these 3 dates. That is
So
June
are
5th,
we.
July 17th, and August 21st.
Yeah.
Marian
Nick
Catholic High
Hausman
School.
said on Twitter, "This is going to be the summer of our lives," and I'm like, "Damn right, it is."
That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, come on out, bring noisemakers, go crazy, bring everything you want, have some fun, let out like the winter's worth of just sitting that you've been doing. If you're anything like me, of just when is it going to be summer again?
Yeah.
Come join us. Let's go crazy together.
Absolutely.
Well, that was weird.
All right. Well, Steve, Eric, where can people find you online? I know that to buy tickets and all that information, warwrestling.net, but any social handles, if they have questions, I know Eric, they can hit you up on Twitter. Straight DMs. DMs are open for Eric, I know. So hit him up. What are those handles?
I'm at Eric from Warrior. Pretty straightforward.
And the main one is at Warrior Wrestling, no vowels in wrestling, so WRSTLNG, and that's the same for Twitter and Instagram.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And it's great to catch up. And yeah, it's just great to talk about the craziness you guys get into. So I really appreciate your insight and everything. Yeah. Chris, you want to take us home then?
Yep. As far as Two Heels and a Face goes, you can always find us at twoheelsandaface.com, Two Heels and a Face on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That's number 2 Heels and a Face. And if I was to throw, something out your way, there's this ref making the waves of Two Heels and a Face, Chico the ref, hashtag Viva la Chico.
Yeah, let's get him booked.
You might want to consider him, just putting it out there. Hashtag Viva la Chico. Charlie, where can people find our episodes?
The Apple Podcast, the Google Podcast, the Stitcher Radio's podcast, the Spotify-ness, the YouTube. You can see the photos that Steve was showing on his MacBook, the scandalous photos, and yeah, I don't know if I missed any of those. Google Play. We used to be huge on Daily Motion until they kicked us out because we were making too much money. So yeah, just Apple Podcast is usually the main go-to.
If anything else fails, twoheelsandaface.com.
Yep, exactly. And yeah, hashtag Viva la Chico. Let's get him booked. And talk to you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
Always a pleasure.
And I need to stop the recording. How do I do